I think it's fair to say that I've definitely kicked off 2024 with a real bang. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. You're with Chris, and today I'll be wrapping up what I think was a crazy busy January where I smashed through more books than I thought I would have. I had a really good time with what I read. So let's kick this off with some stats to share with you. Now, these stats are taken from a new spreadsheet that I bought recently for about $4.46, and it's the perfect spreadsheet for me in order to track the reading information that I want. It's a complete package, and it is going to serve me well in the coming months, especially when I wrap up the year in December, which should be good. But let's start off with some stats from January. So I read 5 books in Jan, and I've started 2 more at the end of the month, so I'm two-timing a couple of books at the moment at the time of filming this, which is the 1st of Feb. Now, my pages read for the month was 2,759 pages, which is pretty surprising, really, but it's interesting because I never really have counted pages each month before, so it's a bit of an eye-opener. My time spent reading was 54.3 hours, which seems like a long time, doesn't it? And my average pages a day were 89. So I usually like to average about 100 per day. It's a nice round figure, so I'm going to try and lift that for next month. Okay, average time spent reading is 1.8 hours, so around the 2-hour mark every day, which isn't too bad because I did read for every single day of the month. Okay, my ratings of what I read. So out of the 5 books, there was 1 5-star rating, and I wonder if you can guess what my book of the month will be. There was 1 3-star rating, and there were 3 4-star ratings. Okay, now the videos I uploaded in January were 15, and the best performing video for January, where no surprises here, was my first epic book haul of 2024 with 227 views, which is pretty good for me. And the poorest performer was the Housemaid's Secret review. That was written by Freida McFadden and just got 19 reviews, and it is what it is. You do get that, but it's absolutely fine. So the books I read, firstly, was The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I'm so glad I picked this book up. It affected me in many, many ways. It is a book that has stuck with me. I still think about the characters and the story weeks after finishing it. It just has a profound effect and just stays with you. It was just a fantastic book, and I think reading The Way of Kings first off the bat when I wanted to explore Brandon Sanderson's writing, I think it was a great choice because I absolutely loved it. I also read The Night House by Joe Nesbo, which was a very, very quick read, but it was also a book that really messed with my head with the decisions that the author made, which were a little bit unorthodox, really, and really threw me. But nothing is what it seemed in that book, but it was a very quick read. I think I smashed it in 2 sittings. And I also read Never Lie by Freida McFadden, an unreal thriller. It was great. It had twists and turns all the way through and kept me guessing right until the end. And that's what Freida McFadden is renowned for. She writes killer twists, and I enjoyed The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret, and I have indicated in previous videos that Freida McFadden has been added to my coveted list of favourite authors. She is fantastic. Now, on the subject of Freida McFadden, I am reading The Co-Worker as part of a buddy read with my friend Scott from the Bookish Brides over in the US. I think we're doing that for March as part of his March mystery reading project, so we've agreed to crack that bad boy open in March and read it together, and it should be great. And then we'll meet up on a live chat and talk about it and compare notes. So I'm really looking forward to reading that one in March. Now, a palate cleanser I read in January was Death Note Volume 5. It is a really good manga series. I'm almost halfway through. I must read more of it in Feb, and then once I finish the thing, I'll either do an in-depth review or some kind of deep dive just talking about it, because it is an incredible series, one that I've been aware of for quite a number of years, and I'm glad I finally started to get into it. And I might find myself in between books in Feb. I might just do a mad dash and just smash them all out just to see how the whole thing ends. But I'm enjoying it a lot at the moment. And finally, the other book I read was Mistborn #1, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Now, I picked this up because I was so impressed with The Way of Kings that I wanted to continue my journey into the Cosmere straight away, and I decided to go back to Mistborn and read Mistborn Era 1. So hopefully I am going to finish the trilogy by March. I've already, at the time of filming this, I have already started Mistborn 2, The Well of Ascension, and I'm already 75 pages in, and I'm enjoying it. I really am. So hopefully in March I'll pick up the third book, which is The Hero of Ages, and then I can move on to Elantris, Warbreaker, and all the other required reading before I get back to the Stormlight Archive. And I'm so much wanting to get into Words of Radiance. You've got no idea, but I've just got to exercise a bit of discipline and read what I need to first, so that I can appreciate Words of Radiance that much more. It has the highest rating ever on Goodreads, so it has to be a good book, right? And just trying to fight the temptation of picking it up straight away. Now, this brings us to the book of the month, and there are no surprises here for anyone who's been watching the channel lately, especially when I released a 5-part reading vlog about this book, and it was incredible. And no surprises, it is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. It was an incredible book. I haven't read a lot of fantasy in my life. It's only recent years that I've delved into the genre a little bit, but for a fantasy book like this, the world building, the characters, the story, the themes within are absolutely incredible. And I smashed it in 2 weeks. I averaged 100 pages a day with that, and absolutely loved it. And for my first foray into the Cosmere, it was a hell of a book to start with. But I wanted to start with something chunkier in the Cosmere, because I did want to sample Brandon Sanderson's writing style and get a really good idea of what he was all about, because normally you're meant to read Mistborn first, or Elantris, which was his first published novel, but I thought, I want to get my hands dirty, I want to dive deep into the Cosmere, I want to see what everything is all about and test the water, and it was a perfect book for me, because I didn't find it hard to read at all. It was very easily digestible. The writing was very accessible. I didn't have to reread pages and look at study notes. The study notes you can access online. I didn't need to do that like I did with Malazan Book of the Fallen. So it's just a testament to how good Brandon Sanderson's writing is, and it's not hard to see why he is so popular at the moment. He is riding a wave of success, which is absolutely unbelievable. He has a very loyal and passionate readership that, he is just an incredible individual, and he delivers fan service with his books. You get your questions answered, and even besides writing the books, he's always online. He's always giving you updates on where he's at with his projects. He's done the Kickstarters for the secret projects. He is just so busy and churns out so much work. He is incredible. But The Way of Kings is definitely a worthy winner for my first book of the month of 2024. So there you go. That is it for my monthly update for January. I had an absolute ball. It was very busy. I got through quite a lot of reading, and I plan to get through a lot of reading in Feb, because at the time of filming this, I am in my first week of holidays from work, and I've got another week off next week. So that means extra reading time for me, which is a good place to be. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will deliver the best content I can. If you've got any feedback, offer them up in the comments below. But until the next video, guys, happy reading.